Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Grand Rising, everybody. As always, we give it all to the Most High. I'm up with it. Wow. Let's talk about it. How significant is a dream? And I woke up what? I woke up like when the dream hit me, it was like three something this morning. And I'm starting to be able to just take it in, and it's been vivid dreams. It's been positive dreams, like nothing weird. You know, I just want to share a little insight on you know how significant a dream can be. You know, and it was it was it was breathtaking with the dream because how the Most High send a message or send your blessings through a third party or through someone else, to advise you. And that's what predominantly happened in this dream this morning. And the the main focus of the dream was the the deliverance of it. Like when the and it was so intriguing. It was a woman, a woman. It was a lady, a woman, and with hyphens. The first thing, the deliverance of what she said was, she said, "You won." So when she said "you won," I was like, it's like I'm I'm having the vivid dream. My body in two places, the physical and the astral. But I'm so vividly in the dream that it's like, whoa. She's like, oh, that was the deliverance of how she came out about telling me what she was sent to tell. She said, "You won." And when how significant of a word that is when a person say, "Oh, you won." I say, "Oh, I won," and it hit me. I say, "Wow." I say, "Man," I say, "God is good." That's not all she said. The dream was so vivid that, again, the first thing she said was, "You won." So, I'm thinking like, I won. And what's so crazy? I always keep my journal. So, you know, if you was to see here, I wrote it down. So I woke up, I rolled over like 3:28 in the morning. It was 3:28 in the morning. So, and it gives me so much sense of hope of a message. Like, it's like the Most High telling me something, but He'll use a third party. He'll use someone else to deliver your blessings and the message. So, like I said, it was 3:28. So after she say, "Oh, you won," and as she continued on, she said, "This is what you won, Blase Squaze, and you're headed to Blase Squaze." So I'm thinking, I'm like, and it hit me. I opened my eyes. When I opened my eyes, you know, because sometimes it'll happen to me before where you can have a dream could be so significant that if you don't act on it, right then and there, if you don't act on it to try to let it materialize so you can understand it, you tend to lose it. It'll go up in smoke. So I rolled over, and as I was writing it down right there, so I can have a little more insight of you know trying to interpret the dream. So I wrote it down, and as I was writing it down, I looked at the timer again. The time was 3:33. It was 3:33. I say, here we go. Completion. Completion. Move on to something new. I say, wow, 333, which is 9. And I'm starting to see these synchronicities of different numbers, to where a lot of it just making sense. You feel me? But I want to share that with y'all and let you know that the dream was like, whoa. I said, yeah, okay. She said, yeah, you want this. This is where you're headed, and and so forth and so on. And my mind. And when I opened my eyes, I got the writing. You know what I'm saying? I always keep my journal next to me. So, the whole saying is, how significant can a dream be? It could be very significant. It could be a booster. It could be a motivation. A dream it can align you. It could point you in a certain direction. But just to know that, the outcoming words from her was, you won. That's what she told me. She said, you won. And what better feeling to know, let's just say if I was the messenger to you and I'm like, hey, you won. What would be your reaction? Like, out the gate, if that was how I started the conversation by saying, you won. From within, what kind of, what would be stirring within you from just that word, those 2 words, you won? I know you're thinking that. Think about it right now. You're on the other side of the screen. Think about it. If I was to tell you, you won. Maria, hey, Grand Rising. I appreciate it. I want to ask you a question, Maria. Listen, if you had a dream, this to the viewers, if you had a dream, let's say, and I always remember, don't focus on the messenger. Focus on the message. Let's say you was having a dream and I was in your dream, and the first thing that come out of my mouth is, you won. Now tell me, what would that do to you? Let's tell them, hey, Grand Rising, the Silly Woo. Silly Woo, tell me, you had a dream, you dreaming, and let's say I was the messenger in your dream, and the first words in the dream I say to you is, you won. What would that stir within you? Like, what would come to mind? Anybody that want to join in, what would come to mind? Don't focus on the messenger. Focus on the message. I like that. I like that. I love to save lives too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Within my numerology, as number 9, I like the, those. I love the challenge. I love what it is to help those you know, that don't get the opportunity. You know, it's just a being able to do. I don't know, really not sure yet. Still figuring stuff out, I guess. No, no, no. I understand. I understand when you. That's understandable. But I'm saying, like, within, it's a good answer though. Saving people is an amazing thing to do. Yeah, the less, when I say saving people, like giving the opportunity to those that that's putting in the work, but they just don't have that little support, or self booster, or someone to just give them just a little push, or just to give them a little effort of help. That's what I mean. Less fortunate. You know, the homeless, the ones that still trying, but it's out of their reach to be able to, let's just say, afford an apartment. And any aspect of life of someone that's putting in effort, but they just don't have that little courtesy boost to get over that hump. Yeah, given that push, they need you. I get that. See, I like that. We can come to an agreement. We can come to an alignment, which is true. I'm not saying to handicap someone, to take away their abilities to just say, "Oh, I'm finna do this and do this and do the thing." No, I I stand affirm with knowing there's people out there that don't get the opportunity. They don't have the type of connection, or they're just being overlooked. You do have genuine people out there that have been overlooked. I'm about working on a channel. I'm working hard, taking some breaks. Like I'm sub. No problem. I'm shout out Alvin Bell. Yeah, I'm gonna subscribe to your channel, man. Listen, man, everybody that is on here, feel free to subscribe. Everything is divine messages. Everything is great positivity, great energy. You know what I'm saying? Great vibration. That's what I love to bring to the channel. So without you guys, it wouldn't be happening. So love to all of y'all. I appreciate you joining in. What's up, Alvin Bell? I've been in a situation like that, so I love when I'm able to help those who need a little bit of. Yeah, listen, that's true. Let me tell you, man. The true inner giving is not looking for the applause. It's really, really something that's embedded in you that it becomes not a responsibility. It becomes a need. It becomes a need that there are people out there that need just a just a favor done. It could be the slightest favor. It could be you giving a woman that just only had $4 to put gas in her car. You just, without no cameras, without no applause, without no audience, and you just reach in your pocket and you tell the you don't even give it to her. You hand it to the cashier and say, "Huh, man, you'll put this $20 on top of her $4." And I would gradually turn around and walk away, but I would acknowledge her. She used to be like, "Man, thank you so much." And I tell her this, and no problem. God bless you, and continue on, because you know why? Just knowing what it is for a person to try to have to travel from A to Z, and all she put her last was $4. It's about the effort that she was willing to put the effort in to put something. So guess what? I'm gonna meet her with the rest of the effort. I'm gonna stand in the gap. I'm gonna intercede. That's what some of us is here on this earth to do, to intercede for others, not to take care of the problem, but to intercede, meaning to cover the gap. You had 20. If it costed 28, I'm gonna cover the gap. You know, it's an amazing feeling when you can help a person. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, man, it is. And when I say it's a great feeling, it's not because you want the spotlight. No, it's a feeling from within, knowing that. Just imagine standing in the gap and just feeling the pain of what she going through, or what he going through, or what the kids going through, and you being able to intercede. You know what I'm saying? It's a great feeling because you already mastered the walk of life that they're going through. So meaning energetically, you're feeling it. You're not only feeling it, you're willing to stand in the gap and help the situation at hand. That's what makes it amazing. You know, that's what makes it amazing. You got pure intentions, your heart is pure, and it brings a sense of relief to know that you were able to stand in the gap and intercede for that person. What they say? Hey, Maxine Rose, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. And when you're able to intercede for someone, stand in the gap, you're not handicapping that person. You're doing the assignment that the Most High gave you to do. Why? Because you have not only a sense of urgency to help, but you still got the sense energetically of knowing, of stepping into that gap and knowing how that person is feeling. You can take that in and say, wow, man, that's a strong woman. That's a strong man. You know what I'm saying? To keep their head high, to continue putting the effort, still lacking that little boost that they need, being overlooked, being sidestepped. You know, it comes upon a time. Your assignment is to intercede for that person, is to stand in the gap. Yeah. And when you do it, you're doing it with pure intentions and a great heart. That's why you're stepping into the gap. Yeah, you're not stepping into that gap and interceding for the lights, the camera, the action, or for the applause or for the validation. No, you're doing it because energetically, you already done stood in the gap of being that person for those couple of minutes. Like, damn, man, meaning you feel the hurt, you feel the walk of their life that they're taking, and how hard it is, and not to even have nobody to help. So the Father uses your vessel to intercede, to fill in the gap. You know, yeah, yeah. The work that He watched is the work that you do in the unseen, not in front of the crowd. The genuine things that you do without even wanting any applause, any self gratitude, any validation from others. Yeah, He watches over you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, it's just how you go about certain things. We're not here to handicap others. We're not here to tear people down. We're not here to make a mockery of people. I'm not. What did I get out of it looking at somebody? Oh, no, I don't get nothing out of that. No. To each his own. We're not saying that we have to affiliate with everybody, but when there's a situation at hand and it comes to a person being overlooked, not given that opportunity, because of favoritism, they was overlooked. Sometimes people forget about the ones that's doing the work. I'd rather give chances. I'd rather give opportunities to those that are doing the work. Forget all that grandfather and forget all that favoritism. No. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? Let's do the work. How they say the light workers, the shadow work, let's do the work. I believe in fair opportunity, and there's no better fair opportunity for those that's doing the work. That's putting the forth of effort. But I want to ask you, Maxine, what would come to mind? I just want to ask a couple of you, but you did give me an answer. Thanks. But to anybody else that's listening, I want you to understand your dream can be so significant. It's how you decode it and how you take it in. But don't forget, have your journal, because there'll be times where you'll have a significant dream and it'll just ponder in your mind for a little bit. But if you don't jot it down, write it down, it'll go up in smoke. You feel me? It tend to linger and you forget. But words mean a lot. And remember, I said in the dream, the first thing, it was a woman. It was a woman in my dream. This was this morning. The first thing she said was, "You won." So I thought about it. It hit my mind. I'm like, well, so I said, yeah, I did. I won. I did win. And it was just the word alone. It was like a self booster of letting me know that I did win. And you can take that in many aspects of life. It could be a self motivation. I won. It could be a situation that I probably was going through, and the dream is significant in telling me, okay, yeah, you won. You was able to overcome that situation. It could be in the physical aspect, financial bracket. It could mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? But after she said you won, sometimes, you can give your insights of your dreams, but don't never give it all away. because it's for self. It's for you. You don't want nobody sabotaging nothing that's for you. So, and she was like, "Yeah, this is what you want. So and so, so and so, so and so." And that's when I woke up and I went to jocking it down. It was like 3:28 in the morning. 3:28 in the morning. So that's why my question to y'all was, to every viewer, to you, Maxine, to you, Maria, to Alvin, to everybody that's watching. My question to you all, and I just want one answer. How would you feel? Remember, don't focus on the messenger. We're gonna focus on the message. If you was having a dream and I came in your dream and I said to you, the first couple of words come out my mouth was, "You won." How would you feel? Hmm? What would be how would you feel internally? And when I say in your dream, the dream that you're having, and I came in your dream and was like, "You won, you won, you won, Maxine, you won, Maria." Oh, working job, okay. Hello on my channel account and loving your vibe. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I truly appreciate you, man. This is what keeps me going, And like I say every morning, this might be a collective of my best conversation today. Because even through my isolation, even through my journey of walk, you know, a lot of things changed, and for the good, for the good. He strips you away of things that you no longer need. He strips you away from things that you don't have to lean on. Because at the end of the day, the Most High wants you to lean on yourself. You know, He wants you to master self. And it's just, like I say, it takes a collective of us. For me to better work on myself, I need you. I need all y'all. Just just to be able to apply my knowledge, my intellect, you know. Hey Maxine, just to be able to reach out and talk to everybody, it's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? And some people are not going to acknowledge that y'all bring the best of me out. Yeah. Sometimes you got some people out there that has nobody to talk to. And you never heard of the saying that you can find more love from a stranger than the people you know. So guess what? All of y'all, my family, go subscribe. Yeah. Join in every morning. It's nothing but love. It's nothing but love. Everything that we're gonna talk about gonna be high vibration. It's gonna be high frequency, love, harmony, knowledgeable, intuition. We're gonna share what we want to share, but we're gonna do it all in a positive, high vibrational way. And without you all, I wouldn't be able to apply myself. You know, for me to apply myself, it's a must that I have you all, and we all be accordingly as one. No matter what it is you want to share, no matter what it is that you want to open up about, or any thoughts that you want to share, it's an open mic. Yeah. The floor is open for anybody that want to join in, anybody that has a say so. I'm willing to hear you out. You know, I'm willing to hear anything that you want to talk about. If you're going through something, how you feeling, and not only that, man. I always like to share. If you go on my page, you can always find me on here. If you're ever down and out, you want to talk, you can always call. Everything that's offered on it, and it's on my page too. You know, but at the end of the day, let me see. It's a oh my bad. You sure it's upside down? Because it looks upside down to me right now. But if you go on my page, you'll see it. Yeah, if you go on my page, you'll see it. Okay. And but yeah, if you go on my page, you'll see it. That my number's on there. Listen, you can always call. And listen, it could just be on the aspect of, damn man, what's going on? Excellent. Or I just needed somebody to talk to. And to the women, it's the same thing. It could just be pure conversation. It has to be nothing tied to nothing, not asking for nothing. It's just all about words travel. So at the end of the day, just imagine not having anybody. You know, sometimes the best thing you can do for a person is hear them out. You know, be that connection of just hearing them out. You feel me? You could probably save someone from doing some of the worstest thing in life just from being able to stand in the gap and hear them out of what's going on. Hey man, I appreciate you working. I appreciate everybody, man. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm always up every morning early. I get up, I hit the floor, I get a praise of the Most High. Then I get myself right. Then I get my coffee going. I drink coffee or tea every morning. And after that, I let the day align itself. Stay in alignment. Love to all of y'all, and I appreciate all y'all joining in. And I'm sending out a decree to everyone to have a blissful, a prosperous. That could be within happiness, financial, everything that comes with high vibration. I'm sending out a decree for you to have the best of the best day y'all supposed to today. I love you all. Continue to follow. Continue to join in. You go on my page, my number's on the card. If you're ever down and out, you need to talk, need someone to hear you out. If you just want to communicate, you want to converge on certain areas of life or walk of life, or you want to converge on your awakening, anything so forth. Fallen Boss, I appreciate you, Fallen Boss. Love, man, to everybody. But again, I'm gonna say it one more time. You can go on my page. You can find my card on my page. You can find my number and everything else. It could be just a connection. It could be hearing you out. It could be sharing our daily walks of life, sharing our journey of our awakening, how to overcome certain situations, what it is to be in isolation, just whatever it is. If you need that lending ear to hear you out or whatever, call me. I'm always up. I'm always available. And make sure you have a great one, Island Bear. Listen, man, I appreciate everybody. It's me sending love and a great decree out to everybody. Y'all have a great one.